It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. I am your host, Sir Sick, with Mrs. Sick, and we were going to have special guest, special in the sort of needs variety. Edindro has been pestering me all day to come on, and then as soon as I say, "Okay, it's time to go, buddy," nowhere to be seen. Fucking typical. But he's got the link, so he may show up at some point, if at all. Maybe he's fallen asleep. Maybe he's died.
He'll show up like 45 minutes into it or something.
Oh shit, I'm so late. What am I doing? Oh my god, this is my accent. I don't know how he speaks.
You don't know how to Edindro.
I mean, really, it's woof, 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 woof. So, some of you may be wondering about the name of the stream. It's a wonderful name. And since our dedication, is that the term I'm looking for? Since our want to stream from the living room, it's meant that if anything happens to the couch, it's a bit gross. And last night, I was woken up at 4 a.m. to a small child telling me her legs hurt. I was like, okay, come on, let's get you away from everyone else before you start whinging and waking everybody up, as is your tradition. Brought her through. She immediately lays on her stomach, says, "My stomach hurts." I'm like, "Of course it does. You're laid on you." And then she started vomiting all over. And it's a corner couch. So it's like right into just the worst possible place she could have done it. And it was thick. And it was bad. Memory Man owes me a did pick. Oh my goodness, I've just remembered how drunk we were last week. There were a lot of promises made. I mean, I'll see what I can do, but any agreements made whilst extremely drunk are not binding now. I can't promise you anything, and otherwise I will send you a dick pic, but it will be a picture of Richard Nixon. So, either or. So, yeah, that was fun to deal with. So, and I've managed to repair the couch with random cushions from other things. So it is slightly functioning, but there is just a mild whiff that I'm not particularly picking up, but Mrs. Sick keeps going, well, keeps smelling the sick.
It's just vague vinegar. That's what it smells like.
I mean, my major issue with it last night was that it really, really smelled of eggs. It was very, very, very bad. And it can take a long time for us to get to sleep. And last night was not a good night for either of us. So I got to sleep at like 3 o'clock, and to be half asleep waking up to that. And yeah, my brain was just screaming while I was like, okay, darling, next time you feel ill.
Yeah, if you don't feed the kids, they don't puke. Sorted.
That is genius. Or the other one, abuse. We reckon she might be ill. She might be.
She is. She's got a fever, and she keeps saying that I'm really warm, but I feel cold. So yeah, I think she's a bit ill.
I mean, thankfully they've got a day off tomorrow anyway, because May Day. I mean, that seems hilariously apt. But yeah, hit the dislike button. We're at 5 already. Okay, I mean, if you must. Come on, do you believe doctors about that food BS? Clearly, Big Food wants your money. Big Food. I assume most of you have seen this week's video. Someone hilariously accused me of shilling for Big Cloud, which really made my day. Obviously, ironically, before people go, "Oh, good, you get the stupidest people." I mean, there might be a big cloud. Who the fuck knows? But my God, that I spent a long time looking through videos. Like, I found a lot of stuff that I could do, but none of it would have been. I would have found some humor in there somewhere, but this one was just like, easy street. It was so much fun. I mean, nothing quite as good as is impregnating a bottle, but clouds don't reel. That's a fact, backed up by science.
Saying at least we don't suspect it's due to Woo feeding kids bleach and hydrogen peroxide or some kind of nuts.
Yeah. I mean, I need to get back on that particular bandwagon.
Feed your kids laxative; they won't vomit either.
God.
We spared you that. It came out the other end as well.
Yeah, thank Christ I got her into the bathroom before that. She'd thrown up, and so I was like, "Okay, you up you get." Put her in front of the toilet. She threw up, and then she turned around. Usually, they're like some of the best kids, and I think it comes from me because I can't remember the last time, apart from being extremely drunk and just there was nowhere to vomit except for like the ground. But I don't throw up on myself or on furnishings or anything like that. I don't know if I've ever not made it to a toilet or a sink or something. I have thrown up in a sink that wasn't plumbed in, but I didn't know that. And
you were really drunk before this is before the kids. You were really drunk and you puked up in the hallway on the way to the toilet.
So I tried to get there.
Yeah.
I always try.
And then you just kept saying, "I'm so sorry, trying to clean it up while you were drunk. and then you threw up in one of your boots as well.
Oh my God.
You're like, I'm so sorry. And you're just there cleaning it up with like
I
paper
don't know
towels.
I don't know this.
It was ages ago.
This sounds like something you did and then just switched it around. You're great at throwing up wherever.
I don't give a shit. It's like, no, there we go. There he is.
When we got, it was your birthday. Oh, looks like someone's turned up.
He's muted though.
Oh, he is muted. Can
Hi.
we hear him? We don't know.
Hi, can you hear me?
Have you been playing Beat Saber?
No. Where's my It shouldn't be. We should be able to hear him.
As a kid, I threw up in every vehicle my dad owned, usually out a window or down the door. Yeah, our kids, they get really bad motion sickness as well.
Right.
So they're frequent travel pukers.
Good old travel puke. Right,
Alcohol made me puke too. I think you discovered a new homeopathic treatment.
Right. It's because I flipping loaded it up in goddamn Internet Explorer, and I'm gonna have to see if I can skip across. I might have to mute myself for a moment while I skip across. This is gonna be stupid.
Swag, don't have anything open.
It's not about having other things open. It's about.
No, I mean, don't use Bluey. Just get rid of it off your bar, and then it'll stop opening in it.
But I like Bluey. It lets me put thingies up on the menu bar that function. Right, I'm going to mute myself.
Hi, everybody. Great.
And then I should be able to hear you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Did that work? Did I fuck anything up?
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you, though.
Can you not?
No, I can't.
Okay, that's a shame. Well, I'll see you later.
Bye.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Sitting in puke.
How do I sound right now?
You sound fine.
Okay. What do you mean you're sitting in puke?
Well, we're sitting in a pre-puked couch that's been cleaned, but it still smells just a little bit.
Who did that?
Kids.
I told you, you got to get rid of those.
Well, see, I tried leaving them outside, and they just kept knocking on the windows, and I'm like, ugh.
And then the cops come by.
Well, that didn't happen. I let them in the first time, and then I put them further away, and that's when the cops brought them back and said, "Did you lose this thing?" And I went, "Yes, technically," and it was a whole thing. But no, we were talking about vomiting and how I almost always make it to not having vomited in the house, but more like into a sink or a toilet. I imagine that you're the kind of person who just sits there and won't let anybody move them, and you just vomit all over yourself. I could be wrong.
When I'm drunk, yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't remember those days.
No, it's 14 days out of a month.
I treat my blackout drunk nights like spoilers for Endgame. Just
you don't want to know.
Yeah, I'll just stay off the internet. I will turn my phone off for about a week or so until people forget.
I mean, that's why I unlisted last week. Last week, I had Memory Man round, and we got very, very, very drunk. Before stream, during stream.
Did he start remembering things?
No, that's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
but I thought it was a brilliant idea to play Beat Saber, having not tested at all whether or not it functions properly to stream. It streams fine, but it lags like fuck. And so I played embarrassingly poorly.
Dude, I'm very uncomfortable right now.
What have you done?
I kind of lost track of time because I've been out in the garden all day, out in the yard all day, doing yard work and stuff.
I know what a garden is.
Well, Kristen's been in the garden. She's pulling out all the shit that was there before because she's going to plant new stuff.
You supervising?
Just an ugly patch of shit. No, I was just doing some general yard work and planting grass in some patchy areas. What's that?
Did you find a body?
No, I'm just sweaty.
Oh, you're just uncomfortable. You're just like, I did some work today.
I did a lot of hot Florida work. Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, Florida. Yeah,
and I'm boiling. I'm sitting here with my shirt off, all sweaty, and I've got I've got these new noise canceling headphones that are awesome, but I'm starting to realize that they're kind of hard to wear right now. because
are these over here?
Yeah, they're sticking to my disgusting, sweaty, fat face.
Get a shower.
Hot.
Can't do it. Gotta be on Surf Extreme today.
Well, you did keep.
You know what? No shower for me. I'm just gonna sit here.
We're introducing Smell-O-Vision this week.
I hope I sound better than I normally sound.
I mean,
same annoying voice.
Yeah,
that's not what I mean. Can you hear anything in the background?
Not really. No. Okay. Are you all set up with shit on your walls?
I got shit everywhere, man.
I
have done the most ghetto patchwork. I've got foam sheets.
Okay.
All around with a mixture of regular bed sheets and shit that we don't use because Kristen brought over a whole bunch of sheets that we're never going to use. And they're just hanging all around via various different contraptions that I've worked up to surround me in as good of a soundproof thing as I can make.
Do you look like you should be smoking the hookah?
I'll send you a picture later of what I did.
It's going to be a dick pic, isn't it? Like, for fuck's sake.
I can put one in there.
Adam Scott, he loves them.
I can easily do the Sonic the Hedgehog from my dick perspective. camera work.
Oh God, that thing looks. Have you seen the updated visuals?
Oh wait, did they actually change it already?
I don't know if it's legit or not.
I don't know. There's a lot of fake ones out there.
The ones I've seen do look better because he doesn't look like a freakish, spiky, hairy child.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with it is that he just looks like he looks too human. And it's
I don't think there's any legitimate designs yet. I think the director just tweeted like 2 days ago or something, right? That he was going to change everything.
Yeah, but it's amazing how quickly that the internet can do that. And that's one person who's just like, he's got teams. He should be able to do it like that.
I don't know. I feel like that would be really difficult, actually, because this movie's supposed to come out in what, like 3 months?
I don't even know why it's coming out.
It's coming out in November.
It's just making.
I'm not the biggest fan when people just make things for the sake of, because we don't have any original ideas. What can we go to? Let's go. Oh, well, we'll backtrack and get nostalgia going and make a Pokemon movie, and we'll also do a Sonic one as well. And it's sort of like, it's lazy, but then it's not even appealing to fans when they do it.
The Pokemon one looks good, though.
I think it looks good.
It looks better than the Sonic one.
I know a lot of people think it looks horrifying, but they actually look like real animals.
I can't remember Sonic ever having...
Oh, well, there was a story because the guy who did the Pikachu movie is also... or he commented on the Sonic thing and said, we couldn't do what they're saying they're going to do because we did like tons and tons of animal research and shit to make these Pokemon act like they would be real animals in the real world.
Except for the dogs, obviously.
I think they look good. I think they look really good.
Yeah.
The Pokemon. I don't care about it. I'm just hoping it's kind of stupid and funny because Kristen's going to want to see it. But the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, I don't think there's any design change that they can do to make that look like a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest
like
problem,
every '90s camp movie, like or for kids, you know.
They've got Jim Carrey, isn't it, playing Dr. Robotnik?
Yeah,
not Eggman. Anybody who calls him Eggman is wrong.
They're gonna call him Eggman
Oh, fucking hell! No, I imagine that they'll call him Dr. Robotnik in that because
Eggman is canon. Eggman is canon. Though.
I know it's canon now. But
that's not what he's called, though. It's like a nickname for Robotnik, right?
His name is Dr. Ivo Robotnik because I am that sad.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
But the biggest problem with his portrayal of that is he's got the tiniest little fucking mustache.
Yeah, like that. I thought.
Yeah, but at the end of the trailer, they show him looking full on.
Black Hole said,
I
thought Jim Carrey said he was done with movies. I thought he said that as well.
And then they came up to him and said, I know you're done with movies. But
here's a bunch of money.
We've got an opus. This will be, you know how you talk about people and they only think about you for your movies. This will make people take you seriously as an artist.
Yes, I'm sure the idea. I'm sure the idea is here. I'll put a picture in the chat. Hold on.
In terms of getting better sound, I've started just putting a pillow behind my mic, and it works really well.
I don't know if that works here. It's a big ass, long ass fucking. Oh, I can't even fucking do it. Never mind. Anyway, there's an end sequence that has him looking a lot like Dr. Robotnik with the weird fucking mustache and everything and bald.
Oh,
so the idea probably is, and it doesn't look like he's on Earth. He's got stupid mushrooms in the background or something. So I guess he went to Mario's world.
Speedy Smoke said, here's the thing, kids can play Sonic nowadays, but people who actually love and grew up with it don't want the movie.
No, definitely.
People who actually love and grew up with Sonic shouldn't give a shit about a fucking Sonic movie because we're adults now.
I'm not going to go and see it.
Don't mention him. But look at
adults being actually upset by this is pathetic.
Like I would like it if it was good. I like good movies, so having something be good is good.
Well, the trailer showed you that beat by beat, it's going to be a copy paste of every bad kids movie in the 90s. So there's no reason to go see it, as far as I'm concerned. The trailer is very honest, I think.
It's like, oh, have you seen Howard the Duck?
Yeah.
You'll love this. It's exactly the same, but with a blue hedgehog instead.
Yeah,
How
even
bizarre.
down to that bit where like the crazy cartoon character is in the bag and it's making noises and moving around, and all the people are like, "Ooh, what's in the bag?" And then you
Is
say
that a child? And then they just walk away instead of like,
calling the fucking police.
I mean, that's what I do. I remember when Sonic 3 was new, the Sonic franchise had a string start. I can't even think what you were trying to say there. God damn it. That just makes me...
Strong, babe.
Strong. Yeah.
My brain would not fill in that piece of information.
Mine wouldn't either. I was having the same problem.
But
Yeah. Sonic failed with 3D. Because Sonic and Knuckles wasn't bad either.
Sonic and Knuckles was great. Sonic
That's
3
where the mushrooms were.
fantastic.
Sonic and Knuckles.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles is like one of the best games kind of ever.
Yeah.
And I'm super pissed off that they haven't done like a
Not
an
ever.
updated full
That's
screen
ridiculous, but it's one of the best games of that time.
version.
They're trying to make Super Mario Bros. Look better.
Dude,
Retroactively make the Super Mario Brothers movie look better.
yeah, I was a kid when that came out, and we,
Nice.
as kids, did not understand what was going on, like why they did this.
I remember really wanting. I got my parents. I think my dad took me to see it with my brother, and that was a confusing film. It's like there'd be just not Danny DeVito, fucking shit. What's he called now? I don't know why I keep thinking
Because she saw
the
twins.
the BT guy.
Hi, Richard Brawley. He says he just found your channel recently. And he loves your points and all the shit you talk about, and he wants to. He quotes your views on anti-vaxxers and shit daily, and he's so happy and so thankful for you. So you should probably exit the
Don't
stream.
worry, Richard.
So
Edinburgh's a piece of shit.
when you
Thank
quote
you.
when you quote 6 views on anti-vaxxers and you just show people memes, because that's basically what he does.
He has a helmet that he wears out in public so he can spread the good news.
I just run into people with it.
Yeah, you should probably leave this stream, Richard. It's really going to taint your image of Sir Sick.
Yeah.
How
I mean,
boring it is.
It's a terrible stream for terrible people. That's what it's here for.
See, but now you're so goddamn lazy that you just abbreviate it, and that's not something that anybody's going to be able to like decipher.
Mario wasn't supposed to make sense. It was just supposed to be a fun game. Oh, I thought you meant the film.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, you're right. That's why making a film didn't make sense to begin with. It was just that era where everybody was trying to cash in on anything popular.
I would say the best video game movie, in my opinion, is like...
Oh shit! Objective hate. Yeah, everybody go to my Patreon and PayPal. PayPal in the description of me videos. Thank you. All right, cool. Got it. Thanks, Objective Hate. I almost forgot.
It's important stuff.
I make a video once a month at least, and that's enough. That is enough. It's been decided by society.
I've now forgotten what my point was, and I'm very upset.
Oh, poor you.
Oh, the best video game movie, in my humble opinion, is like Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I think that's an excellent video game movie, and it
doesn't count as a video game movie, but you're right.
Yeah. It isn't technically a video game movie, but it is absolutely a movie for people who are fans of video games.
It's a movie for all of 90s culture, really.
Yeah.
It's basically the movie. Well. You know what it is? It's the movie version of all of those boomer memes. If you're old enough to remember this or something like that, only people from the 90s will get this.
But it's also actually a good film.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun movie.
Yeah. One of my favorite things is just his ex-bird tries to come up to his door and his roommate just goes, yeah, he's not in. And you see him fly through the window in the background. And it's just one of my favorite moments.
I don't remember that movie that well.
Watch the film again. It's good.
I will.
Oh, shit. In talking to the 90s, it's actually a fact that it never existed anyway. because I know you wouldn't know that because you don't watch my videos. So that's what we discovered this week because I say so. Mostly that the subject of my video grew up in the 90s and didn't see a certain type of cloud. So that must mean that they've never existed until recently. And
oh yeah, you were asking about clouds. I didn't follow up on that.
Yeah,
I can hear myself a little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I can turn you down.
For what?
Oh my god. I'm gonna go get a drink.
Oh, I get that. Haha. For what? Thank you all for coming to this quality stream.
I know. I've got the best jokes.
Please super chat Sir Sick. He deserves it. Do I know if Day and Jason are married yet? I haven't talked to them in a really long time. I talked to Day recently, and actually, it wasn't as recently as like a month and a half ago, and they weren't married yet. They've been kind of focusing on getting money. I think they have a problem. They had a problem with getting a visa.
Day is dead and Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They had a problem getting a visa. I can actually figure this out. I don't remember what people tell me, honestly.
Yeah, I was thinking about them the other day. I haven't seen them in ages.
I ain't seen anything on Twitter about it, and it usually used to post quite
I'm
regularly.
already tainted by all the chemicals and toxins of the numerous vaccines I've had. However, my autism allows me to understand people like Sir Sick and the anti-vaxxers. Congrats.
Yeah. So Roy is working 2 jobs just to try to make enough money to get her over on a fiance visa, and then they're going to get married. That was
so she's going to come over here to the proper country. Oh, that's good.
That was March 22nd that she told me that. So I'm going to guess they're still working on it, but
yeah,
them's hard times. You gotta
good. I want them to be. I want at least him and Lacey to be in this country because I want to use them to launch the Sir Sick IRL shit.
Yeah, I thought originally the plan was that he was going to go over there, but
yeah, that's what I thought. But if you don't know what we're talking about, that's
probably for the best. Because I'm not sure
viral.
I was allowed to say any of that. Actually,
you're not sure if you're allowed to say it.
Nobody told me not to.
They didn't tell me no. I'm sure it's fine.
Unfortunately, that message was below the one I just read. So,
unfortunately, Roy's mum wasn't supposed to know, and she listens just fiercely to this shitty stream.
Oh yeah, she did say at the end, "Do not speak a word of this to anyone, especially not a whole bunch of people in a live stream. That would be really disrespectful, and we would stop being friends if you did that."
And I would cry and cut myself.
Oh, you got the same message.
Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't know because I don't pay attention to things people say to me. I
gotta be honest. Yeah, I'm starting to tune everybody out.
Stream died. Still here,
yeah.
I think. Anyway, what was I going to say?
It's working. They're liars.
Well, yeah, you know we're back in the house, don't you?
Yeah. It's the first time I talked to you since you were back in the house.
Hang on. Gravy, baby. There you go.
Oh yeah, people paying you to say the word gravy. That's a thing. Yeah, it's been a lot of fucking hard work. I don't think I've done a day where I haven't, if I've not been working, where I haven't done some massive fucking job to get the house back in order.
Yeah, but this stream dies once it starts up.
Yeah, that's the point of it being terrible.
Welcome to death.
It's a self-defense mechanism so that we don't feel obligated to entertain anybody.
That was always what these were.
That's true.
And then when you fucked off for fucking 8 million years, these were always me and you just having a chat.
That's what they were. For those of you
who fucked off, and I was just like, people want me to keep streaming, so I'm gonna.
If you guys go over to my channel, you will notice that I have a real life very quickly, and then I prioritize that life over anything involving the internet.
I don't think you do. I think you're just really, really bad at YouTube.
Yeah.
You've got nothing else to do.
I think both of the things we said are combined. True. Yeah, both of those things combined create the full picture, honestly.
Yeah, what have you been up to recently aside from sweating?
Honestly, really, we've been doing a lot of home improvement shit, dude. I'm really getting into it.
Why are we being grown-ups? This needs to stop.
I know. It kind of ruins, like, you get on these things and you're expected to be either you're supposed to talk about anti-vaxxers or whatever forever and flat earthers, because that never gets old, and or you're supposed to talk about triggered leftists and feminists, and
I almost never talk about
say the same goddamn thing over and over again.
It's 90% just talking about shit that I've seen that's interested me and what's going on in our lives, especially since the fire. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, basically, when I'm on the stream, at least, you guys are just eavesdropping on a phone call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I have no energy in which to improve on that.
Yeah. And we spend the first hour desperately trying not to talk about computer games.
Yeah,
until we give up, and then we just have an actual good chat.
I haven't gotten anything new anyway. There's nothing new out. Oh yeah, Sekiro is new.
Oh, you've been playing that, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Oh man, that game is a bully.
I think that's an accurate statement. Do you think it needs an easy mode?
No, but it does. It could benefit from. There's only one specific boss that I think.
I hate you, Dog.
It needs to be nerfed. Just nerf it a little bit. You don't have to have an easy mode. I don't believe in easy modes, but nerf that final boss, the last boss, because it's bullshit. Or at least put a checkpoint, because there's 4 phases technically of the final boss. And that's fucking just too much. I felt it was too much. I beat it eventually. But it is insane and unfair.
Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I've barely played it. Mostly because when it came out, I was really ill. So I started playing it, and it was like, this is really hard. I want to play Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, I'm not even going to play that.
So I've just sort of, it's been on hold ever since then. I really do need to sit down and play it properly.
85 watching the stream. We just started talking about video games, which was a segue from talking about how we desperately try to avoid talking about video games. That 85 is going to be cut in half in like no time.
I mean, we can talk about other things. So,
I don't have anything.
Actually, I do want to talk about the weather here. It's supposed to be getting into summer, and we had 3 days where it was really hot and lovely, and I was like, oh, this will be all right. And then it's been pissing freezing.
Oh, I want
that. For the last 3 weeks.
Oh my God, you have no idea how lucky you are.
I don't know.
Compared to me.
Very cold.
So much easier to heat up than it is to cool down.
I don't know. I definitely couldn't live in Florida.
Why you're complaining about it? You like the cold.
I like the cold to an extent, but when my clothes start turning blue and falling off.
I have no fucking sympathy for you whatsoever.
I have no sympathy for you having warmth. See?
It's not warmth. It's not warmth.
Dog.
Warmth is an incorrect way to state what Florida is when it's hot.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Fucking steering wheel. If it gets so hot that if you don't have a steering wheel cover, you're gonna fucking injure your hand. Like,
why do they catch fire? Basically,
they're just yeah.
Your videos and streams cure my depression. Thanks. I thought they would add to it, but you're welcome.
Yeah, I find me depressing. I mean, I haven't
all the fucking retards you allow people to understand that exist. Like, so I would never know half the shit that I know because before I watched your videos. The people on your channel are people who make you feel like
Really
the world should end, like it's time.
I mean, I'm not saying that if I had a world-destroying nuke in my possession that I would activate it. I'm not saying I would do that, but I would totally do the fuck out of that.
Oh, don't be giving money away if you can't afford it. Come on.
Yeah, don't do that. Like, seriously. And if you can, but you're just trying to get sympathy, don't do that either.
Give me money if you can't afford it.
Don't give him money. He's got a proper job. He's not a stupid YouTuber like my dumbass. Although, to be fair,
How does Mrs. Sick know her merchandise designs make men good at the sex? They've all got cameras in them. So every time you buy a shirt, I know.
yeah. They make you handsome, famous, and good at the sex. And that's the most important thing. I'd forgotten that that's part of the thing. And that, like, do you think someone could sue me? Although then again, I never claim that they actually do make you good at the sex. I just say, are you tired of not being famous, handsome, and good at the sex? Like, you can totally still have the thing and not be any of those. Just like me. I mean, what?
I have no idea what you're on about.
The advert. Well, advert. ... Air quotes. How did I?
Mystic doesn't watch your fucking videos, dude. Get over yourself.
Who doesn't watch whose videos?
Mystic doesn't watch your videos.
I very, very rarely watch his videos.
Yeah, she doesn't
watch them. Sometimes she'll turn them on while I'm in the room and I leave.
Yeah, I like
because I fucking hate.
And then I put Judge Judy on.
You guys want me to make t-shirts? Sir Sick, will you just make Adindro t-shirts and just put them on your store? I don't care.
I'll do that. You ain't getting any money.
Yeah, you'll give me money. You're easy to work.
I'll send you.
You're making good money on YouTube now.
Oh God!
I'm making money on YouTube.
Have you seen the Burger King thing?
What Burger King thing?
They partnered up with Mental Health Association and made meals.
Are you feeling sad? Eat burger.
They have a Blue Day meal, and then there was another one. I don't give a fuck meal, and it's like different types of mood food.
Wait, do they actually have an IDGAF
one?
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just sort of like
IDGAF. That's the one.
And there was just some people, obviously people complaining about it, saying you're marketing on my disorder and pretending like it's a funny joke.
I mean,
shut up, Ed. You just see Ed doing that.
Yeah, definitely. There's nothing funnier than mental disorders. Yeah.
There's nothing.
How are these? Wait, I don't understand. I'm looking at this now. This has nothing to do with mental health, though.
They're just burgers.
Burger King faces backlash after linking ad campaign to linking it to mental health, showing the risk. What did he? How? I don't understand.
It's more of a case of like they were on about showing awareness and things, but they were doing some people were complaining that they weren't making enough awareness about the more extreme conditions, and they were just sort of focused on people having a down day or like they're feeling a bit sad this day.
Everybody feels a bit sad.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's what they were on about, saying that's not a mental illness to feel that way.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Do they have the "Have you tried not having depression" burger?
I would argue that the state of existing as a human being on this planet qualifies as a mental illness.
I mean, that's not untrue.
Calm down, Nietzsche. It's all right.
Burger King needs to push back.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Okay, well, we'll highlight another mental illness. Fucking writing letters to fucking Burger King and major corporations because you're upset about something positive that we tried to do, and then you just go fuck yourself.
You're coming soon, the impotent burger with added Viagra.
that's not a bad idea, actually.
Impotent rage burger.
It's a burger that just makes you angry.
Yeah,
it's just mayonnaise in a bap.
I can understand why I understand why some people can be upset about it, because when you feel sad for a few days and then you go on and you have a bath or whatever, or you have a drink of wine with your girlfriend and you feel better, that doesn't mean you have a mental illness.
yeah.
When I have a drink of wine with my other girlfriend,
The second you feel better, that's the mental illness is feeling better.
But you get a lot of people saying like, "Oh, I was down for 3 or 4 days. That means I was depressed." And it's like, no, it's not the same thing. You were sad for a few days.
Now you're wrong. The mental illness is when you feel better. When you have that few glasses of wine, you're like, you know what? I feel better. I feel better. Why do you feel better? You're gonna die one day.
Oh,
you should feel miserable all the time.
Not being depressed is the mental disorder. That's
exactly.
To be honest, yeah, the state of the world. I'm not. Why are people happy?
See, I was feeling pretty good about life and myself, and now I'm just.
You're wrong.
Not mentally handicapped anymore, apparently. By my own joy.
Your joy just makes everyone around you feel like shit.
Oh God, I didn't fucking feel undepressed last night. It was warm. That was the worst part of it.
That never bothers me. It's the smell that bothers me.
It's the smell combined with the feeling of warmth.
The warmth never bothers me.
The other thing that creeped me out, and this was years ago, was picking up a mouse that our cat had just killed. And its little body was still warm, and it made me feel like a monster, even though it was the cat. She was such a dumbass as well. She didn't know what to do.
My sister, like, she picks up pigeons and ravens, and
those are fucking enormous.
Yeah, like you see the size of a cat though.
It's she's got tigers.
Like
I'm reading about this Burger King thing, and there's so many things that are making me annoyed.
Go on.
The first thing is. Like raising awareness. Is it raising awareness or making light? First of all, it's making light, and there's nothing wrong with that. Second of all, raise awareness of what? That some people are fucked up. Go outside. It's there. Like, why? What? Who isn't aware of mental illness?
I don't think it's necessarily that. It's more of like
you need to raise awareness. Everybody think about this all the time.
It's the different facets of mental illness. So, like, a lot of people don't, like, they've never heard of borderline personality disorder, or they've never heard of, antisocial disorder, because because it's not
all
just
people care about is do I want to hang out with this person, or is this person going to cause trouble in my life?
Depression gravy.
Nobody who doesn't have this illness, who doesn't work specifically with people who do have this illness, gives a fuck about what the intricate details of the mental illness is. Nobody cares.
Or has family members with it.
Yeah, like I said, work directly with it or live directly with it.
It doesn't know me when people say, "Oh, we're raising awareness for depression or whatever." I'm like,
yeah, everybody's depressed.
Right, I know, like most people know what depression is, but that's all they do. They don't really like what does the money actually go towards? Because a lot of these charities that it goes towards, they don't run any programs for anything, and most of their money just simply goes into, like, I don't know, like into thin air. Apparently, their funding is just very limited. Like,
it goes in
educational purposes, zero amount.
Well,
where's it going to then?
So how does this funny little jab at McDonald's, how do these Happy Meal or not Happy Meals tie into fucking
Oh, I've heard people complain about Happy Meals as well, saying that's not nice to call them that, even though they've been called that since like the 1950s or something.
Well, people who give a shit about that need to just like fire themselves into the
that's
sun.
retarded. Yeah, because the word happy.
You're happy? How dare you be? You're a child. What pisses me off about Happy Meals is that, you know, when I jump over the desk and steal all the toys, they get really pissed off about me, and it's supposed to spread joy.
You're supposed to be happy.
Yeah, I don't know what mental illness is. I don't give a fuck, and I don't know what mental illness is. Salty or pissed. Does Burger King really have a pissed Happy Meal? Or
The idea is just a Happy Meal, but it comes with a little bottle of whiskey to make sure you don't get a hangover.
Like, is that real? Is this image real? Yeah, it is. Burger King tweeted it out. Pissed. That's weird. That's a weird choice.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, either way, we're going to get backlash for this. Because people...
I always find that the best bet when it comes... Unless you're actually a mental illness charity or something, is just to not...
Just don't talk about it.
When there was the whole better health thing, and it's like, I would avoid that shit like the plague. Because it's... If people with actual proper mental illnesses, if you're doing something that could even possibly be exploiting them, if there's even a chance, it's just not worth the backlash.
Yeah, don't talk about it. Don't talk about mental illness. The only thing you're raising awareness for is your shit marketing team.
About it, but don't start taking money from a company. Basically,
don't talk about it. It's a fucking landmine. You can't get it. You can't. You're never ever gonna do anything right.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Just don't talk about mental illness. It will go bad for you no matter what you do. No matter what you do, somebody's gonna get triggered and accuse you of something, and then a whole bunch of trenders are gonna amplify that one person. So never talk about anything important
ever.
Ever. Just shut the fuck up and sell me a burger.
Shut up and buy my merch.
Don't talk about anything important when your main produce is burgers. Like, no one cares what your fucking opinion is on anything. If you
give me the watered down drink I ordered, the over salted French fries, and the
I was just thinking with the burgers, they got a Blue Day burger, so you can have it when you're feeling sad, and then there's the PTSD burger when you're triggered. I mean, it's just like how far can this go? This would be fantastic if they just like, you know what, let's go the full hog and just go like really like deep into it. We got the bipolar burger, and then you look at it, and one side is black.
That comes off the tongue. Bipolar burger.
One side of it's a different color to the other, and you're like, ta-da!
Oh,
this is you.
I don't know. Part of it sounds like really dystopian future. Instead of having medication, you go and get your fucking your fast food that has the medication you need in it. It sounds like something out of fucking Judge Dredd or Fifth Element or something like that. Just have your bipolar burger. I like
seriously, that. Burger King's food could be dispensed by a machine.
Sorry, say that again. My brain did not process it.
Burger King's food could be dispensed by a machine. Yeah. We have the technology to eliminate
pizza vending machines in America or something.
I think somewhere there's food vending machines that have actual food in them.
Like, someone said to me about why it costs so much money to eat in a restaurant is because it's a service. I mean, like a proper restaurant, not a fast food place. But there's no... I'm guessing that as of now, it is less efficient in some way or less cost-effective to just have the machines. I mean, we are at the point where you walk into a McDonald's now and you just fuck about with a giant touchscreen for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
but I don't know
why there are fucking more of them.
Somebody still makes your food. Like
someone still has to make your food. So it must...
You know, the other day I actually had an excellent McDonald's experience.
I don't know why you would lie about
Is this
that.
because you didn't speak to anybody?
It's the first time in all of history that you get to the point where you go to McDonald's expecting just garbage, and you just know what you're doing to yourself and to your pocketbook, right? You
And
know
they
what you're
gave you
doing.
steak and wine.
You've agreed that you are going to put just trash in your face, and you're going to shit it out later, like 20 minutes later. But like, I went to a McDonald's and I'm like, I want a double quarter pounder with cheese, and you're not going to stop me, so just do it. And I got the most picture perfect looking. I should have taken a picture of it. It looked exactly.
You Instagrammed it.
It looked exactly like it's supposed to look, and I've never seen that before in my life. And I bit into it, and it was fucking juicy, and it wasn't over salted, and it wasn't over anything. Everything was perfect.
Well, they must have had to cook it fresh or something.
It was really good. It was really good.
And then
I've never had that experience again. That was like a couple of months ago, actually. So
I had a really, really good McDonald's experience the other day. We were out in a local big town, and I desperately needed a crap. Like, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I just always go to McDonald's because it's the easiest place to walk in and no one notices that you're using their bathroom. So I just went in, had my amazing dump, and then left. 10 out of 10 would ship once again and not buy anything.
I go to Taco Bell a lot lately because there's one like right next door. So we're lazy as fuck. We'll just go grab like a 12-pack and split it with each other.
What does a 12-pack entail?
Just regular tacos, soft or hard. We usually do half and half.
How big are they?
They're just Taco Bell tacos. I don't know.
I don't know what a Taco Bell taco
They're not
is.
very big. So like honestly, you could sit down and eat 10 of these things. Like, they're not very big. But they're good in a terrible kind of way.
Do they do fajitas?
What?
Do they do fajitas?
Does Taco Bell do fajitas? Kristen, does Taco Bell do fajitas? He says no. Angrily.
So they don't do like one with chicken in it, basically.
They do quesadillas.
What's a quesadilla?
It's the same thing with the chili.
What?
Is that the one I'm thinking of? Or is that a burrito?
So
A burrito is closer to a taco, yeah. But quesadilla is tortilla wrap, I guess, sort of, with cheese and chicken and stuff. Why don't you know what a quesadilla is? I've never had to explain to a person what a quesadilla is.
Because I don't go to Taco Bell.
Well, that's it. Burrito is the one with chili in it, and then
I love
Taco Bell. It's just Mexican food in general.
it's the same as a fajita, but it's baked rather than made.
It's like a taco, but it's all cooked into it.
Now you're just making me fucking hungry.
But I love fajitas. Is my favorite food. So, but we went. I went to. We went with your mum. Where did we go? TGI Fridays or something.
Yeah.
And that was rubbish.
Yeah,
I looked up Taco Bell and
They brought it
fajita.
out, and he had free chilies on the fajita thing in the menu. Went sorted. Fantastic. Brought it out. Mildest fucking thing I've ever eaten. And I was like,
Taco Bell
you can't put free chilies on it if you don't even put chili in it.
You're very angry about your spices.
I am. I just, what's the point? Like, oh, you can't have this. It's super spicy. It's got free chilies on it. And I was like,
objective hate.
I could barely taste anything in it.
I think you're right. I don't think I would. I think I'd go to the UK and just be like, I don't know what to eat because none of my staple trash food is here.
I just end up making my own instead because I can put as much spice as I want in it.
They say you don't have Taco Bell or Mexicans in the UK.
No, we don't really have anything like that. We've got Nando's.
We have Mexicans everywhere. I lost my virginity to a Mexican.
Thanks for that.
You lost your virginity to a Mexican. What was his name?
I deliberately didn't say girls so you could do that. So you're welcome.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You have fond memories of Hernando.
Do you like my spicy burrito?
That's how they all talk too.
Like a cartoon character. I apologize if I've offended anybody.
Mexican culture is just now a caricature of Mexican culture.
We have a lot of curry houses, a lot of kebab houses.
Yeah, we're more of a curry country.
Yeah, there's a lot of curry places.
That's disgusting.
Well, it depends on the curry. Some curries are
Some
gorgeous.
of them are fucking nasty.
I've never had a curry that I've liked. I don't like curry.
Have you ever had a chicken tikka masala?
Come over to this country and I'll make you one.
Have you ever had?
I make them.
Have you ever had a curry cooked by a person who's from that country? And I mean, actually from that country, instead of basically just another American with a darker skin tone.
There's tons of Indian food here. Like Indian food places, but I don't go there because those places are dirty and the food is disgusting.
Oof.
I don't like Indian food.
Racist
dog. To be honest, I don't think I like Indians anymore. I feel like I've worked in IT for too long. And I've built up.
He's just winding you up now.
I don't know.
Is that racist?
Yes.
Well, their culture is shit. That's an easy fucking thing to say.
For fuck's sake.
Their culture is
all right, PewDiePie.
Why can't I? You don't have to like every culture.
I don't like any culture.
There you go, you fucking racist.
Yeah, but I hate them all.
I work with Indians too. That's why I'm gradually becoming racist. It's not something I like. I'm not proud of it, but it's happening to me.
Just don't think about
He's slowly turning into a grumpy old man.
Every goddamn time I talk to him, I just want to throw something.
For fuck's sake.
What kind of Indians? The woohoo or the dot? I guess the dot Indians are probably better.
Oh my god.
I just want to trash your fucking stream.
You proper like grinding people up, don't you?
You okay, Sam?
Make me cry.
You okay, man?
I mean, how do you know I'm not Indian?
I don't know. Are you Indian?
I might be. I don't know.
Okay. Well, if you don't know, then...
Did you just say, how do people know that you're not Indian?
Yeah.
Because you've seen your pasty white hands.
I might be albino. I mean, I'm white enough for it.
You are an albino.
I don't have a problem with Americanized Indians. Just as long as they're... Westernized Indians are fine.
I mean, Americanized. And then they're just Americans, and that's a whole different problem. It's like, you're just like me. That's disgusting. Get away from me.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about their culture that I don't know. It's from a professional standpoint, it feels like it's a throw, or how would you say it? It's like a no accountability culture. Like when dealing with them professionally, they kind of, all they do is they skirt work and they throw people under the bus. They push it onto you, and it sucks. So I don't know if it's an Indian thing.
It's not an Indian thing.
To be honest, I think it's probably an outsourcing thing. Cheap work, cheap labor.
Yeah,
hire the least experienced people, and it's
probably absolutely more to do with the circumstances of their hiring rather than the circumstances of their birth.
Yeah, they also run all the fucking old people scams. Do you know the your computer has malware thing, and then you have to like call this number, and when you call it, it like 100% will be.
Well, I assume that is because of fucking just call centers.
I think it's because of their like ridiculous poverty. I think that's what it is.
But
I think it's because their country
I would bet money that there's shadier call centers than even the ones that they normally use, which are still pretty shady. That just, people can just hire any call center to do anything. Hello, you.
I don't know. People are always shitty. There's plenty of people who run scams who are not Indian. So.
Well, I've never heard of them.
Not necessarily call centers.
Just let me paint an entire race with a broad brush, okay?
You get like in quote homeless students who.
Will you just let me hate
things like that. Who pretend to be homeless to get like loads of money and then just go back home after the weekend.
Stop making excuses and just let me hate an entire continent, will you? Fuck.
Stop making excuses. Let me just hate people.
Please hate people because of the consequences of their birth, please.
This is just Ed's racist opinion of the week. Next week, gypsies.
Fucking SJW soy boy cuck.
I don't deny that. Apart from the SJW bit, but I'm definitely a soy boy cuck.
I'm progressive enough to not let it make me racist for real, but honestly, whenever I see a +91 phone number that I have to call, I'm just like, God damn it.
I don't know what +91 is.
It's India country code.
Oh, well, just don't call them then.
No, I have to. It's my job. Part of my job.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You have to call people as part of your job? Ever?
Every now and then, yeah. It's not a primary necessity, but I do have to deal with people. That's going to change because my work schedule changed once again. And I'll be working.
You need to pay for me to say things. My voice is monetized.
Yeah. Specific things have to be paid for.
Because apparently people like the way I speak. God knows why.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why.
Thank you.
I definitely don't know why. I wish you'd just shut the fuck up. Wait.
Yeah, all over the world, the same name that they've always had.
Oh. But yeah, let's move on from being a terrible dog, bad dog.
I've been trying to do that for years.
Terrible thing to talk about.
We've already ruined
fuck mental illness and fuck Indians. That's the that's what this stream is. You might as well change the title now because this is getting taken down anyways.
I mean, it's a terrible stream for terrible people that's called Vomit Couch. So I mean, it couldn't be more fucking appropriate.
It's okay. It'll be okay. YouTube's got bigger fish to fry. They gotta ban people like Monkey Jones because they don't understand jokes or sarcasm.
I'll ban you.
When your sarcasm is so good, YouTube bans you.
I do get the when your sarcasm is so good, people look at you like you're mentally ill, and I mean like that's not handicapped.
Is sarcasm that is too good just sounds like a statement of fact? Yeah, that's what all my Indian was. It was too good sarcasm.
It's like when you're around family and you say a joke or something, they just all look at you like you've just shot a cat in the face or something. Like it was a joke.
I get my name shouted out a lot in a high-pitched, aggressive, accusatory tone.
Yeah, me
almost
too.
Every time I ever say anything around my family. It's hilarious.
Not my family, just my girlfriend.
Bad dog.
Does she still call you Ed Indro?
No, she's never called me Ed Indro, but she does occasionally call me Ed.
Okay, fair enough.
Her family knows me as Ed. So
I love the fact that that's bled into your real life.
It really is.
Yeah, into mine as well. I'm talking to family, and then I can feel myself saying sick, and then I have to stop myself and then actually say your name when I'm talking to family because I do it so often on streams and things.
Objective hate. I actually have something to say about that slightly. I don't know how it relates to Trump, but the purpose of my newer position is specifically to replace overseas workers. with localized workers. So I think it's kind of already happening that these IT jobs are coming back. I think it's been made really expensive to keep doing the overseas thing, and the quality of service is less. And they're doing it in such a way that, like, when they, to justify to their customers that they're localized, they advertise it as a like a customer obsessed thing. They want to give you something close to home kind of thing and try to make it not seem racist or whatever. They seem really, really like,
I mean, for years, the
scared that people are going to.
country call center has just been a thing that everybody agreed was not.
I don't work in a call center. It's kind of close though, to be honest. But I work on with a ticketing system. So I'm
work
not
with companies though, don't you? Instead
but
of
I do.
people.
Yeah, and we were initially, the company I worked for was outsourcing, and only recently they're trying to bring in more Americans. So
I think it's always been considered for a long time, and I don't think it's really changed, that having local, at least to the country, call centers is a bad thing.
no,
Like, because they're just.
I think as well, though, it's just some people just struggle with accents as well, and they're trying to get information across to someone, and they have no
Indian
idea
accents
what
are
they're saying.
really, and the Indian accents are so tough. Like, they're so difficult to, like, when they're thick. I mean, there's plenty of like Indian call. You'll do +91 because there's a lot of Indians in the UK. So when I deal with the UK, a lot of times I'm talking to Indian representatives, because UK outsources. I think the UK outsources more than we ever did. Honestly, it's kind of insane.
It's been like a big deal.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies that outsource.
But every now and then, they've got more of an English. A lot of them have adapted more of an English accent, sort of. So it's like you can hear the Indian, but it's mostly kind of been tailored towards the British accent, and they're fine to work with. Well, like, if you're talking to a +91 straight up out of India, hired by a cheap company to run shit that they don't have the experience to run, you're dealing with
different companies that they also function for.
Yeah. Like, I'm not talking just like standard customer service, the frustration you might get calling, your cable company or whatever. I'm talking these people have like data center jobs, and they have no experience, because whatever the company is just fucking dirt cheap.
You call them up and all they can do is read you off the sheet that you have in front of you yourself, and you want a piece of information that isn't on it.
And I have to tell them, like, listen, I know. Yeah. And I have to tell them, like, we're going to go through some complicated technical shit here. And if you can't get past the first couple initial things, then I don't know what to do. And also, I can't fucking understand you. So
it compounds an issue.
It adds a whole goddamn shitload of frustration to what is relatively simple work.
And you both have to be civil.
And you have to try to be civil. Yeah. So I usually try to just move. If I do have to talk to them on the phone, I usually try to compel them to not talk to me on the phone and to just do it via text and chat, because I can read bad English better than I can hear it. So
that's fair.
Now we're just talking shop.
I like talking shop. I remember pissing you off desperately when I didn't know what a particular networking thing was.
And it seems to be no middle ground. Either I'll find an Indian person that knows goddamn everything about what they're doing, or knows nothing. Just
an Indian person who should be doing your job for you, or don't come to America. Stay out.
Yeah. Well, we were told recently that ever since they switched to the American call center, that things have, I called it a call center. I hate doing that. It's not a call center. But ever since they switched to the American branch, productivity is like way up. But that's because they hired techs.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't hire us.
They hired specialized people to do one thing, and the accent was a lot easier to understand. So you're combining two positives. Yeah, it's gonna increase productivity. Like,
I'm pretty good. Even though I feel like maybe the streams aren't a good example of this, but if I do need to talk to someone on the phone, I'm pretty good. I don't lose my
I
head.
hate talking to people on the phone. Miss Six says I'm very, very good at it, but I fucking.
You have a phone voice.
You know what I feel like? When I used to work in standard entry-level call centers, and at least at the time, they expected you
Probably.
to like really act like a happy person, like, you know, read a script and thank you for choosing your cable company. I'm so happy.
Eerie voice for anything. Like, I think anybody who worked in retail can relate to it. You have to like put a face on and be happy for the customer, even when they start belittling you for them fucking up, and you're like, not a problem. I'm happy to help.
Yeah, and they do these like really like patronizing training sessions about empathy and all different sorts of acceptable euphemisms for your shit's fucked or whatever. Like, really. Once you're working with companies,
have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah, that kind of work.
Jennifer says Sick has a face for phone work.
How does she know? I mean, you know, I'm a very handsome man. Thank you very much.
I don't know, man. I've seen the beard popping out from under that helmet, and
you're just jealous.
I just can't imagine it's attached to a good-looking face. I gotta be honest.
You piece of human garbage.
I just picture Hagrid underneath. You're gonna have to show me your face so you can prove me wrong.
Are you saying
your beard was? Have you trimmed your beard down? It looks like out of control.
He doesn't keep it kempt at all.
I trimmed it for the. I had it professionally trimmed for the wedding actually, and it looked lovely.
You went to a wedding too? And now it doesn't.
Yeah, I did the same thing. When we went to my friend's wedding, I did the same thing. I got a professional shave. I had someone else shave my face for the first time and trim my beard, and it was the coolest thing. It was the nicest, most fancy feeling I've ever felt, and I'll never do it again because it was too expensive.
Didn't you freak out about another man touching your face?
A little bit.
Freak out, but it was.
No, I did too. No, I was a little uncomfortable with it.
It felt weird having a guy just like be right in your face, and he's just like he's doing his thing. He's like touching you, and he's like brushing shit off your face, and it's like having another man gently touch your face.
Yeah, exactly. It's gentle. That's the problem.
If he was there punching me in the face, just be like, oh, this is fine.
It's appropriate male on male contact.
Yeah, but it is nice. It makes you feel fancy after you're done. You're like,
you got yourself a little
rich.
You got yourself
You just paid a man to.
I could have shaved myself, but I paid someone else to do it. That is the epitome of wealth.
Yeah. You know what happened to me recently?
What happened to you recently?
I fucked up my car door, my driver's side door.
Oh yeah, I've seen you put some pictures up on the Twitters.
I backed out of my carport with the door open just to back up a little bit because I thought I may have dropped something under the car, and I was just going to back up.
Kristen, did you drop Kristen under the car?
Yeah, so I'm going to back up a little bit to finish the job, and I just pulled the door back and off the hinges, and I felt like the dumbest man alive. You hear that crunching sound, and it's just like your heart.
Oh, the crunching, bending metal noise. Yeah.
I know exactly what I did.
Pull your door off.
Not off, but I bent it back so bad that it popped out the fender.
Jesus.
And I didn't know that right away. I didn't notice that because it was a really subtle shift. It's hard to see that the fender had anything wrong with it at all. So I went to a junkyard and I got a door from another car, the same car. Had to shop around all day for that shit. Paid $70 for a new driver's side door. That's off color, but I didn't care. And
you're that guy. You're that guy now.
Yeah, I'm that guy with it's a gold car with a white door now. But the thing is, the window regulator on my other door was broken, so I was holding the window up. This is how fucking much I refuse to pay for body work or any kind of electrical work. Anything that I don't need to run the car, I try my best not to pay for. So yeah, it's proper Florida car. I used to have we had these like rubber door stops basically that I would just shove into the window to keep the window from going down, because the window was broken, so it would just go down. So I had to like break the mechanism even more so that the window would go back up, and then stop it with a door stop.
Jesus Christ.
And it still is that way on the back window because the back regulator went out too.
It's not that bad, but you get people who put plastic over their windows because they don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I did that for a while. Before I figured out the wedge thing. See, what I knew was the window was broken, and there was no way in hell I was paying $200 for a regulator. So I literally took the window and just smashed it up and down until whatever was holding it up broke, so that the window was completely loose in there. This is how I do car work. This is how I do mechanic work. And now with the window that way, I could wedge it up so that it would never go down.
I'm starting to understand why your computer's balked.
Yeah. So exactly, you're exactly right. So
every time it starts acting up, you just kick it.
He just unplugs it all and throws it out of the top story window.
I don't think
it up and plugs it back in.
I just take parts out of it and go, this doesn't look important, and I burn them. And yeah, so so I did that for a while, and I was never going to fix it. I was literally going to do that until the car was useless. I was going to keep it that way. I'm never going to fix this. But when the door broke, it gave me an opportunity to get a brand new door that when it hooks up, it actually works. And now I have a working window.
Wait, so you want the $200 for the regulator, but it's $70 for the door?
Because it's scrap.
Right, because it's scrap.
Yeah.
I pulled it off of a junk car.
Regulator for
I pulled it off of a junk car. The problem is it's not a happy story because the door was still out of alignment, so I ended up having to take it to a body shop to fix the fender. That's when, once I tried to put the door back on, I realized that what I thought was wrong with it, there was more to it than that, more damage than that. So I took it to a body shop. I ended up having to pay $300 for it.
How much did you pay for this car in the first place?
This is about $2,000, $2,000 car.
So not much.
No, not much. But I mean, it's been
life support. It has been for a long time, apparently.
It's been hanging on for a while, so I feel like it's still worth fixing, I guess.
It's still worth about $10, $20.
I didn't need Duck Dog. I needed a whole new door because I fucked the door and the hinges. Since I needed that more than I needed the window, because the window problem, in my opinion, was fixed. As far as I was concerned, it was fixed for the 75
door stop in it. It's
75 cents. I fixed my problem with a door stop.
I mean, that's fair. Why would I spend?
Yeah, I fixed it.
Maybe $50 to get a regulator or $70 to get a new door and take the regulator out of it, when I could just spend 70 cents. On a piece of rubber.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah, regulators look really difficult to replace, and I didn't really trust myself to do that without fucking everything up. Plus, I'm pretty sure I fucked everything up when I slammed the window up and down.
To be fair, it's the kind of thing. I guess if you were bothered about the money you'd spent on the scrap regulator, if you didn't care that much about that, it's something you could at least experiment with, because it's not like you're going to make it more broken. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the work that I understood what I had to do to properly fix the door. I just didn't trust myself to do it. So once it came down to it, and I was like, okay, putting in this door isn't enough. Then I guess I have to just get somebody to do it for me. So I ended up having to pay $300. So that's not a lot for what had to be done, I don't think. So, but it was a bummer because I was hoping I would be able to fix it.
That's still like nearly 20%, so 15-20% of its original cost.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still quite a lot of money considering.
I guess, but it's money I have because I have a real job. So anyway, that's the end of my story. Sorry.
I did wonder about the car pictures and what exactly had happened. You did a stupid, essentially.
Just fucking. Yeah, I've been doing stupids a lot lately. My brain just kind of turns off. So I think that's called getting old. Maybe I have dementia.
In terms of doing stupids, we've had a few.
Well, you burnt down a whole house, so I feel fine.
I didn't burn down my house.
Yeah, you did.
The local power grid operators
burnt
set
down
fire to my house. Which, what I was going to say, the thing that has annoyed me recently is we've had a few workers coming in for certain things who work for the council, and the story about it has changed on their end because my poor innocent freezer died during this exchange of thunder and fire. It's now become the culprit. It has literally been victim blamed for the dodgy work of 4. I still can't believe 4 of them turned up and managed to set. It shouldn't need 4 people to set my house on fire.
Do you think that's their side of the story then?
No, I think that's Chinese whispers. I think they didn't know the real story. They saw that there was a melted freezer and assumed that that's what caused it. But obviously, when you go, the electric grid people have had to rewire the entire. This is a set of flats, and they've had to bring in a whole new cable that was built into the walls and is now up on the wall. And when one of the guys I was talking to about it said, "Oh, we thought it was your freezer," it's like, why do you think that they reinstalled the mains wire coming in? My freezer didn't do that. I was genuinely quite pissed off because I don't want this to turn out suddenly gone from I know it's their fault to, oh, well, your freezer was in there and blah, blah, blah. Fuck you. There is a concern that suddenly this becomes my fault.
Yeah.
Which it absolutely wasn't.
It's always a concern. But you bought the house or?
No, we rent from the council. We're filthy council tenants. But
I feel like I've been doing so much work on this house that I need to make an offer.
It's probably not a bad idea. I mean, I could probably buy this place. I think when you're a 5-year tenant, which we've been slightly more than, you can buy it. But I need more money first. I mean, you're saying about, like, I make money on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's not amazing money. It's like...
Is it a livable wage?
To having, like, a full-time job. But at minimum wage, yeah. It's enough. It's enough to survive off of, but yeah.
Is that all of your income? I thought you worked.
I do have other businesses, but this is why I did the thing for doing more merchandise and doing more Patreon. With those on top now, it's reasonable. But with just YouTube, it's not livable. It wouldn't be enough. Essentially,
banks still won't accept YouTuber as a job. How about content creator? What if you just fuck with the word?
I would just put entertainer.
He has Sick went on his unofficial Sick Reddit.
Oh yeah, someone started a Reddit.
Audiovisual technician, because you gotta do that.
Double checking, was that you on Reddit? No, that definitely wasn't me telling you that it's not me. That isn't. Yeah, it was me. Come on.
Do you have a Reddit?
Apparently. Oh, fucking thing. Yeah. Sorry, my computer keeps going into sleep mode, like the asshole that it is. Thankfully, obviously, the stream keeps going regardless.
Holy shit, you have a Reddit.
It's an unofficial Reddit, so there's a good plausible deniability for anything that goes on in there.
There's
Plus-
3 members. 3 members.
Yeah. Me, Cookie, and the guy who made it.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'll probably visit it as much as my Discord, which is essentially never.
Oh, you got to start somewhere.
I have enough websites that I visit on a regular basis, and I'm currently trying to wean myself off of those.
I can't activate membership on my channel.
Membership, you can't activate until you've got 30,000 subscribers.
Dude, I am so small. Yeah, no, my channel will never be big enough to activate membership.
Yeah. Some people have like Logicked couldn't activate his until well past 100,000 for no reason.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's just YouTube being YouTube. YouTube is just broken half the time, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've heard of Godless Cranium. Very reasonable dude. Bit of a lefty. I think he's vegetarian and stuff. It's a nice guy. He had his channel completely demonetized. Couldn't fucking believe it. And then they make you wait a month, and then he appealed and he got his monetization back. And it was just like, no reason. I was like,
yeah, there's been but that's been forever though. That's just like kind of how YouTube works. There's a lot of oops, we banned you.
I mean, recently, I've been looking at my analytics and all that. My estimated revenue for the last 4 days. I mean, it's delayed 4 days, but that's 4 days of zero, and that makes me fucking worry, especially with releasing a video.
Yeah, don't trust YouTube at all. Honestly, YouTube lost all good guy points for me when they banned Mumkey Jones and then doubled down on it. Like,
yeah, I don't really know anything about Mumkey Jones.
Well, you just have to know why he got banned if you don't know anything about him.
Oh.
He made a series of Elliot Rodger videos where he read Elliot Rodger's manifesto and made fun of it through the whole thing, and just made fun of how pathetic Elliot Rodgers was. And
that's come out as support of Elliot Rodgers.
Support for Elliot Rodgers, and he was banned.
Oh, for fuck's
sake. And then all of these connected people, started using their connections to try to get this turned over, and
didn't work.
The people who had an in at YouTube came back and said they're not going to budge on this, and they're deliberately not going to budge on this. So it wasn't an accident. It was on purpose.
I mean, perhaps they're fans of Elliot Rodgers.
And there's a fact of how they did it as well, because what they did was they took, I forgot how many exactly, but over the allowed strike limit, they gave those strikes all in one day. I believe across several channels as well. So not even just his main channel. And then they applied, so they misapplied their own system, basically, because a copy strike is meant, like a first strike is meant as a warning. So you shouldn't theoretically be able to go back into history, strike enough videos so that you go over the threshold of the third, I think it's third strike, right? It's a 3-strike rule.
Yeah.
And then immediately terminate the channel.
Although that happens semi-regularly.
So it's basically YouTube is abusing its own system.
Yeah, like its own system. Like, it shouldn't be possible for you to get more than one strike in a day.
Yeah. No, regardless. If all of if X amount of videos need to be strike, not for copy, I said copy strike, but it's a guideline strike or whatever. Because it was hate speech, basically, I think. Something like that.
Give the strike, ban or delete all the videos that you don't like. Fine.
Yeah.
But don't.
And then say you have one strike.
Yeah, multi-striking. Because, you know, you've allowed you, as YouTube, have allowed that person to, quote unquote, get away with some vague violation. That's on you. That's not on them
and there was no
interpret your rules.
You can't just suddenly, spin it round and go, oh no, by the way,
I mean, they can. They should.
Never mind the fact that YouTube's rules were not broken.
That's the thing, though. When you join up onto YouTube, you go by their terms of service, and they've broken their terms of service by saying, like, on their thing it says, you get a warning strike, and then you get a mid strike, and then that's your final strike, and you get banned. And then they turn around and completely change that on a person. They're going against their own rules. And it shouldn't be allowed to happen. If it's already written there in the terms and everything, they can't just suddenly change the rule on a particular person.
They didn't even change the rule. They just didn't follow their own rules. They targeted someone.
If you don't follow your own rules, then you end up opening a black hole to like something kind of like, oh well, we can just ban whoever we want for any fucking reason.
And they can and they do because there's no competition.
But at the same time, it's like, certain people, like, you need fair warning with these types of things.
Yeah. People
I
say,
still think it's funny that YouTube has the most, the YouTube's actual YouTube channel has the most disliked video on it.
I know, that's one of the best things. Also, people tried to get it banned for hate speech and other things.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they sent loads of stuff like that, obviously.
Nice.
Which is hilarious. And they're like, we always take these complaints seriously. What, they did it to our video? No. Come on. We're basically perfect. Yeah. I mean, I don't envy them. They've got probably one of the hardest websites on the internet to run in any way that makes sense.
I think it's something like 900 videos a second or something.
It's like the same amount of content that was made from the first video ever broadcast on television to now is uploaded to YouTube. Last time I checked, it was every 48 hours, and I think it's increased.
All they have to do is fuck off. Like, all they actually have to do is fuck off. Stop regulating morality on your platform.
I think there's a case to be made for getting rid of stuff that's genuinely harmful. Like,
I kind of, I kind of don't know. I don't know. I was watching Jeff Holiday freak out about or push back against, I guess Paul Joseph Watson got banned. And use the anti-vaxxer thing, which is to say anti-vaxxer propaganda is harmful, therefore it should be removed from YouTube. And I don't know if I agree with that. First of all, what the fuck are you gonna do?
I'm on the fence about that just from a monetary standpoint. Where the fuck am I gonna get? If they ban everybody that I take the piss out of, I'm fucked.
Well, that's the
Second
point.
of all, honestly, anybody who buys into anti-vax, stupid.
That's the type of thing, though. Like, YouTube should be an open platform where people could talk about their own opinions on things as much as they want, but also in the same sort of realm, people, like, if you're going to put content up, prepare to be, praised and humiliated at the same time.
I don't think YouTube should be.
That you should expect if you're going to upload anything onto YouTube.
I don't know if I think that YouTube should be regulating or protecting stupid people from themselves.
The only people I think they should protect is kids.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's probably a fair line, right? Pedophilia, stuff like that. But then also, that's not really an issue. That doesn't tie into the same issue because you're talking about the law.
Yeah.
So, like, I do believe that YouTube.
Yeah, if people are breaking the law, yeah, that's a good line. If people are breaking the law, then yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
But if they're not breaking the law, then you should
You should treat it like it's a thing though. It should be a platform where you can put your opinions out there.
You can not promote them. They don't have to go into the algorithm. They don't have to. But if they've got subscribers,
Yeah, you can just say, well, sorry, this is an anti-vax video. It can't be monetized. That's all they can do that. We're not willing to put.
I don't know about monetization. I mean, again, that's the thing about advertisers. If they don't want to be on that shit, then there's not a lot that YouTube can actually do.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about monetization so much, but
the ability to be there and say what your piece, I guess.
Well, that's what I'm trying to think. What could YouTube do?
Patreon is a great solution to
discourage putting up really stupid opinions, and that would be one of the things they could do is demonetizing people.
I think what they'd be better off doing is leave the stupids alone completely and just promote everyone who's going against them. I'm not saying that because that would benefit me greatly or anything. It's just
I think there's something to it.
I would still think that was a good idea.
Leave them alone. Beechin did make the argument that anti-vax is harmful to more than the idiots, and I guess that's true.
That is true. But then where would I get my money?
You do get young, young sort of suggestible moms who get pushed onto the whole anti-vax thing.
Yeah.
And
I'm almost at the point where I think. Especially since the U.S. won't budge on something like this, but I wouldn't mind making it illegal to not vaccinate your kids.
To
a certain extent, isn't it? I don't know. Here.
I've got a simpler solution to that doesn't involve criminalizing people for their choices.
Why wouldn't you? The way you talk about them, I mean, and when you're arguing this as a public safety issue.
It does piss me off, but here my solution addresses that, and it's you just don't allow them into public spaces, certain public spaces at the very least. If you want to be able to go to send your kids to public school and use this doctors and use that, then
and they have to be educated. So that means homeschool.
Yeah,
and.
You're basically
just lump them all together. Just anti-vax segregation.
Kind of, yeah. But it's a sort of self-segregation. You can go off, you can have this plot of land, and you can do whatever the fuck you want, but you stay the fuck away from us. I am dead serious when I say we give them an island, and they can go live there. And the thing is, they've got polio, they've got rabies. You've suddenly got a zombie movie on that island. It sounds pretty fucking cool.
I don't believe cameras. Typically, I'm against new laws. I think we need to get rid of more laws than we need to create. But I don't think I would be against a vaccination law, at least for the majority of vaccinations.
I think it's Australia where
you lose your benefits.
Yeah, you lose benefits and tax breaks and things like that. I think it's if you don't get your kids vaccinated.
Yeah, and
Australia does something moderately okay.
And there was loads of parents shouting out about it, saying "Oh, it's unfair. Why are we being punished for our choices? We're just trying to protect our children."
Because you're poor. You don't get choices when you're poor. So then only rich kids. Oh, actually, I'd be quite happy if it was only rich kids who were anti-vaxxed, and then the rich die out, and then something about communism.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, and once you get that legal thing going, and you say this is then you can start saying, oh, YouTube can start going, oh, well, these people are advocates for
an illegal practice.
But then again, even that should be legal.
I read something earlier this morning, and it said 2 people in New York died on a subway. I think it was. that they and it turned out they had bubonic plague.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it's sort of like how the fuck did you get that?
Yeah. Well,
And it's like you're like
Two
this.
people fell out of the medieval fucking ages.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like when you start not, listening to doctors and going with their advice and stuff and things and saying, oh no, fuck the medical system, I'll do stuff on my own, you'll end up introducing diseases back from like, hundreds of years ago because there's an in now for them.
There's a video going around out there that makes anti-vaxxers seem more like victims than or it highlights the victims because there are victims of this.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Well, yeah, you get there's parents like saying, well, the reason I'm anti-vax is because my child got a vaccine, had a massive bad reaction to it.
Oh, yeah.
Being really ill afterwards. And I was like, yeah, but like, you've got to, like, I can understand, but they're coming from an emotional place and not realizing that your child had an allergic reaction. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens.
There is a thing, there's a sort of argument which is, oh, well, my child shouldn't have had the vaccine, which is absolutely a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's about malpractice. That's about mistakes. That's not about vaccines.
Or just there's a percentage, right? There's a percentage of people who can't have certain vaccines, right?
Yeah. And I have people argue with me, well, you are the people who can't have vaccines. It's like, yeah, I don't want them to have that. That would be insane and monstrous and stupid.
There's a little bit of nuance here. There's a little bit of nuance.
I think in the UK though, like when you register children for schools, if they're not up to date on vaccines, they're not allowed in the school. I think that's one of the things.
Most schools, yeah.
Yeah, most schools do that now.
I think extremely private schools can do whatever the fuck they want. But yeah, any public school you have to be up to date, which is
probably one of the best ways to do it if you want to be able to work and send your kids to school.
And it works even better because you're saying about they just homeschool their kids. In this country, I think you have to be a qualified teacher to homeschool your kids.
You have to have a teacher qualification.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to. It's a certain type of qualification, and then on top of that, you need to make sure that you register, even though you're not sending your kids to schools, you have to make local schools aware that your child is homeschooled. And then there's all this other regulation stuff, like you need to make sure you stick to a certain curriculum. And then, and it's like, so you have to be knowledgeable on these types of subjects. So as a parent, you have to go get yourself trained to a basic level of understanding English, maths, and science.
And let's be fair, if you're an anti-vaxxer, you ain't smart enough to do that. So,
so if you haven't got a good grades in particular classes, you'd have to go back to college and redo them in order to get your kids.
And then when you get back from college, you're like, oh shit, being an anti-vaxxer is dumb. And then you send them to normal school because you vaccinated your kids. Win-win. I need a piss.
I know it's a bit easier in America though. Like a lot of it is just, it comes from a place of religion, whereas in this country it comes from more of a, like, if you want to homeschool your kid, there's usually you have to have a really good fucking reason for doing it, and then they put all these blocks in place in order so that it makes it even harder, because end of the day, going to an actual school is more beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, I was homeschooled for a year.
Oh god, I couldn't imagine being homeschooled because my mum is a pain in the ass.
Well, my mom just wasn't very good at hiding the answer sheets, so I pretty much aced it.
Oh my god, Ed, you've got 100% on the past 7 tests.
And they went so long without knowing, to the point where it was nearing the end of the school year, and I was like, so anyway, I've been cheating. I know where your answer sheets are. I know where everything is, and I'm going to keep doing it if you don't send me back to public school. Send me back.
It's this thing, though. You've got an inherent skill of being crafty there.
That was my sixth grade. Sixth grade, I was homeschooled. Yeah, so that's I don't know how old you are at 6th grade. How old are you in 6th grade? I can't remember my life. You don't have grades like that, do you? 6th
We have years.
Oh.
So primary school, which is from the age of 5 to the age of 11, and then you go to high school from 11 to
age 5 is
11 or 12.
yeah.
I would have been like 11 or 12. I would have been like 11 or 12 years old in 6th grade, maybe 13. I don't know.
Maybe. You were 27 when you were in grade.
You cunning little shit. It's proper like, because he said he cheated on the test that he did when he was homeschooled because he knew where the answer sheets were.
And you were homeschooled?
For a year.
Why?
And I didn't want to be homeschooled because my dad was super religious and he was trying things out or whatever. And he didn't like the way the school was blah, blah, liberal agenda, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to go to regular school because I wanted to have friends.
Yeah.
You know? That's one of the major ones as well. It's like kids need to be around kids their own age because it helps them socialize.
I like that though. Cause,
so basically, I cheated all the way up.
Dad put up with you for a year, and he was like, "No, can't fucking do this."
My mom was doing it, and she just was bad at it. So I cheated all the way up to the end. Obviously, I cheated smart. I didn't get everything right. I didn't get 100%.
My child is a genius who can levitate small objects.
You don't do that, Stu. Everybody knows you don't do that. So and then at the end of the year, I confessed to everything, showed her what I was doing, and I said, I need to be in public school because I'm going to keep doing this. So, and they ended up sending me back to public school because it didn't work. It didn't work out.
Win. And now you're a year behind in everything. Brilliant.
I dropped out of high school.
What age were you when you dropped out of school?
16.
Right. So that's when I left school, because that's when school ended, and
18 was going to be.
I wasn't allowed to go to college.
I would have been 18 when I graduated, but I dropped out and I got a job. Like everybody should do. High school is a waste of time. Then I went to college.
Yeah, I think it depends on the person. Like you and Sick, you just don't work well in that system at all.
No, but he's been to college. I couldn't do it.
No, I went to college. I
don't function in educational systems at all.
I worked at the college. I went to college for.
I went to college as a janitor.
Yeah. No, but when I went to college, and while I was in my first year, I needed money, so I went through all of the work study programs and shit. Hated every single one of them, but then I was offered a job as a tutor, and then people realized I was good with computers, and I got my first tech job.
Became a computer tutor.
Yeah, I was just good at making friends because I'm a great guy.
And you suck a lot of dick.
I suck a good dick. You don't even know.
Talented. All county champion.
I just decided to skip the rest of high school, though. High school was miserable. I just didn't get along well. And also, I discovered marijuana in high school. So it kind of shuts down any desire to keep doing it.
I finished my formal education at 16, and then just worked for my parents for. I say my parents worked for my mum and her fella, essentially, for till I was in my early 20s, and then just did other random shit. Most of what I've done is just I've learned so much more on my own. I am an autodidact, as they say. I learn a lot, and more efficiently, faster, easier when I do it on my own than I do. I did the last piece of education that I did that wasn't sort of self-guided was like a bar course.
Really?
I hated every fucking minute of it.
Oh, bar course. Sorry. I was thinking the bar exam.
No. Not even close.
I was like, what?
Although more useful.
Yeah. You want to be a shit person the rest of your life. That's a good avenue for you.
Just no, it was I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was just a qualification in bar work, and
Yeah.
I fucking hated it. I like filling in forms makes me angry.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that drives me up the goddamn, because I think the biggest problem with anything like that is if I see a question and I'm one of those people that I question everything about what I understand. So if I don't think I understand something, then I'm just like, I don't know 100% sure what that means. What the fuck does this mean? This is now gibberish. Even if it's probably pretty clear. If there's any fucking doubt, can't stand it. Drives me up the wall. Absolutely broken human. So I cannot function in that kind of environment. But if I sit down and I just learn stuff, then I don't. There's no fucking ambiguous questions when I'm learning. When I'm just
God is in the chat.
God is in the chat. Oh, God is in.
This guy sure likes talking about himself, huh? I was just thinking the same thing. Every time I'm on one of these streams, I think the same thing. And then I talk about myself.
For extended time periods.
Because I'm convinced that I'm more interesting.
Oh my God, it's at God. How's your son? We don't like to talk
Still
about
dead.
it.
Still dead. He's not back yet.
He went in a weird direction. He was supposed to come back.
He went in the black hole.
He went in the black hole. Fell into a black hole.
He promised he'd come back.
He lied. He went out for cigarettes. Jesus Christ. It's gone. But yeah.
I think I need to wrap up, guys. I've been outside and I'm stinking.
I've been outside ever, and yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, ever.
Yeah, that's fine. I was thinking the same.
I've been planting grass, and now I have to wait like 2 to 3 weeks to see if any grass actually happens.
Yeah. I mean, keep us informed on that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, this is very exciting. Yeah, I've got a before picture, but I'm not going to post it until I know that grass is growing, so I don't feel like an asshole when it doesn't work.
And then a few weeks later, you'll be like, "There's too much grass, guys. What do I do?"
Yeah, I'm worried about that too.
You're gonna have to mow your lawn like some sort of psychopath.
Yeah, I don't like doing that too much.
The last time I mowed my lawn, it was my parents. I put the lawnmower over. It was electric, like a fly mow, and I ran over the cable because I'd never used one before. Because before that, we had little petrol ones. And they were like, go and do the lawn. I was like, okay. And I just went over the cable and then it ate the cable. And I
have an electric mower. I got an electric mower and I have to worry about that.
Yeah.
It's I got to be honest. I haven't had a lawn in so long because I'm in apartments that I didn't know that an electric mower was a thing. I had no concept. So when I got it, I was really excited about having a battery-powered electric mower. There's no battery.
There's no battery. No. Also, the biggest fun is make sure you've got a long enough cable for it.
Yeah, I do. I had to get one. I had to get a extension cable. Honestly,
I got one that had a cable that was about 3 meters too short for a very long, thin lawn. Yeah.
I worked out a system. You kind of have to get used to pulling the mower back and not just doing swaths, going forward, or at least for how it's positioned in where my outlet is versus where my lawn is. So I ended up just doing, walking backwards, walking forward, walking backwards, walking forward. I'm a fucking idiot. Is my point.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't be.
God said one thing and left.
Yeah, that's good.
Typical. One ambiguous thing.
Do you think I could get a battery pack and just like strap it to the mower and just plug it in that way?
There must be battery powered lawnmowers. I bet the
Well, there
behavior.
are, but I don't want to buy a new mower. I just want to improve.
I've
the one.
already bought one. I mean,
I
you
already
could
got
get a USP.
The
You have to
cordless
carry the
one.
cunt on your back.
Yeah, but the cordless ones are like $400 or some
Get
shit.
a Wi-Fi powered one that's powered by the cloud.
Beachin, I was gonna get a push mower,
That
but I
works.
got really excited.
Hateful comments off of YouTube.
Oh,
I was gonna straight up get one of those old
Yeah.
fashioned. Okay, we can't. We're talking over each other again. I was gonna get one of those straight up old fashioned push mowers, like you said in chat, but like,
What the push me pull use the
yeah, just the rollers, just the fucking rollers that go over the ground.
fucking awful.
Straight up old fashioned.
No, don't do it.
Just get a scythe.
Well,
There are people. Don't do it, Ed. There are people who love you. Well, it's all right. Well,
I love the idea. He's just that guy who has a scythe to cut his lawn. He's morning to the
Whoosh,
neighbor.
whoosh.
to be honest, that would be kind of worth it.
I did the electric mower. It wasn't that bad. It was kind of cool, actually. It's really silent. It's really quiet. Nice. It's fun.
Are you sure it's on?
Just pour a concrete slab and paint it green.
That's what your mom would do.
Yeah, she would.
Draw little triangles on it. Well, a cop came by. I guess he's the neighborhood cop. I guess we have one of those. And he flagged me down. I was in the front. And I was like, hey, what's up? And he was like, you're doing a great job taking care of this house. The people who lived here before you were pieces of shit. Like, all right. Making friends with the local police officers. He was black, though, so I assume it's okay. Right? He's not one of the bad ones.
Oh, I see. I did wonder where you were going with that. And on that epic note, I think we'll end this before something gets said.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Support the black cops only.